What's up, y'all? What's going on? About to talk some boxing today. This is the unofficial launch of what is going to become a podcast called People Don't Know Shit About Boxing Podcast. If you know someone that's into boxing, please share this live with them so they can come in and be a part of this amazing conversation that we're about to have. I got a special guest coming on probably in about 10 minutes or so. But we're going to get going. What's up to everybody? What up, Dwayne? J Hall, what up? What's going on? And I know y'all want to talk about other stuff and radio and all that stuff, but today is going to be about boxing. The show is already done. For those of you asking about radio, that actually went off already. And if you have the Sirius app, you can go back and listen to it whenever you want. So this is just one of many things I'm trying to get my hands into right now. You know, along with the radio, I'm trying to start this podcast right here, the People Don't Know Shit About Boxing podcast, along with my mental health podcast, which is going to be called Man Up. And we're going to get to it. Just waiting for my guy to come on. Just send a request when you on, bro. While I wait for him, how many people saw the fight this past Saturday? Yeah, get Adrian Bruno on here. I would love to talk to his ass. There's a few people I want to talk to after the shit that they was talking the other day. AB being one. AB was kind of like, AB was like, I like both of the guys, but I'm going to go with Erroll. But Tank was talking a lot of shit. Tank said, it's like going to war with a glass shield versus going to war with a metal shield. And he said that the glass shield would be Terence Crawford. And, man, was he wrong. But I enjoyed the fight. Wasn't the most competitive fight that I've ever been to, but it was definitely the one that had me smiling the most when I left, because it was one of those things where you almost feel like you're like, shit, I was in the ring. I was, because I wasn't in there training with him, but I was mentally training. I was mentally training on how my man would go ahead and win this fight. And he won in incredible fashion. Although I expected him to win, I didn't expect it to be that way. I didn't think it was going to be such a dominant performance. Uh-oh. Red, you riding for Tank, huh? I mean, Tank is a great fighter. I don't know if I would put him in. He could possibly be on the top 10 pound right now, but he can't be Shakur. No, I do not want to see a rematch. I don't see the point in that. It was so one-sided. And, this fight took so long to make that it just doesn't make sense to me for there to be a part two when we want to see these guys go on and do more things in their career. Bud is already at 147. He's the undisputed. He's 35 years old. He wants to win some more titles. I say move on, but the contract said that there could be a rematch. So hopefully we'll avoid that. Special guest in the building, man. I've known this brother. Before I bring him on, I'm gonna give him a little intro. I've known this brother for a good, I don't know, I'm gonna say a good 13, 14 years now. Met him on the road doing shows with Sid. Whenever I'm in town, he comes out to support me. Dude is one of my favorite boxers of all time. Defensive specialist. Put the paws on Shane Mosley, I think 2 times, and he's a multiple division champ. Let's bring my man in real quick so we can talk some boxing. What's up, bro?
What's up, homie?
What's
up?
Man, Winky right there. I didn't want to mess up your intro. How many divisions have you won a belt in, bro?
Well, I only won them in one division, but I would have been good thing you said that because I was the undisputed champion at 154, right? And I moved up to 160 to be undisputed at 154 and 160, but they gave me a draw with Jermaine Teller. So they would have gave me the right decision. I would have been the first undisputed 2-time, junior middleweight and middleweight at the same time, just like Bud did. But I take my hat off to Bud. He did a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
Yeah. That's a fact. So Jermaine Taylor got a few gifts. He got a gift. he got a gift against Bernard that second time, and then he let that white boy put his hands on him. Something nasty.
That white boy was tough, though. That white boy.
Kelly
Pavlik was a big boy. He was a big dude, big country boy, man.
Yeah. And then B-Hop breaks off of him. Yeah. So that shows you that styles make fights, right?
Definitely.
Let me bring my man on right here real quick. So this is like my unofficial first episode of my podcast. It's called "People Don't Know Shit About Boxing." That's Roger Mayweather. That was his line. He said, "Don't know shit about boxing," and boys, he's right. Yeah. So my boy that's about to come on right now, childhood friend. I'm just waiting for him to, let's see, where he go. Waiting for him to come on. So I could tell everybody about him, then we're going to talk about this fight. I keep it hitting accept. I don't know what's going on. So we have to try again later. Anyway, I got a few questions for you, but before we get to them, just tell me who you had in the fight, first and foremost.
Well,
who you had?
Well, you finish.
Hold on, let me try to add him. Who did you have in the fight? And also, well, I guess that would answer that first question first, because then if you had Spence, and I can't say it went the way you expected it to go. So who'd you have?
Oh, what the hell this part? Hold on. Chose a moderator to help. Okay, comment. Okay. All right. Listen. For me, I didn't choose either one of them. I like both fighters. I said both fighters are very talented, and I didn't want to choose a fighter. I just wanted to see a great fight, and I thought that Bud can do it, and I thought Spence could do it. But he can apply the pressure and make the pressure work. But being as though he couldn't make that pressure work, Bud just pop shot him. He was sharp. Bud was sharp that night, and he did what he had to do to win the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, my man who just came and put your phone on, it's too loud. The noise in here. Yeah.
That's good?
That's better. There you go.
That's better.
So just to introduce you, my boy right here, me and Jamal, we grew up together. He's a firefighter. and yeah, he's saving lives. And
That's
you know, we both high school athletes, but we study this boxing thing for real. You know, I don't get in the ring. Maul likes to spar a little bit. You know,
good.
bag. I don't like to get hit back. So, but all in all, we go boxing game. You know, I've been I'm with Sean Porter doing his podcast a little bit, giving my insight, and you know, the fans respect my opinion. So it's like it's time to do this, and you know, no better way to start off with somebody that's actually been in that ring and held some belts. So you said that you didn't pick a winner. You just wanted to see a good fight.
That's it. That's it, man. I like both fighters. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I just want to see a good fight. I ain't want to, you know, be rooting for one because I like both of them. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to see a good fight.
Yeah, I feel that. I've been saying Bud all along. I didn't think that it would be such a dominant victory. I thought it would be a decision. I thought that, you know, even with Bud landing some good shots, Spence would keep coming forward. But one thing I did know, or that I believe that Bud was stronger than him. Everybody kept saying that Spence is a strong guy because he's bigger and everything, but I've seen Bud deadlift. I've seen him knock out every opponent so far at welterweight. And I'm like, yo, this dude really got some pop with him. Although Spence, I think got pop with him.
You breaking up. That noise and the noise coming back in one of your phones. Jamal.
Yeah, I'm turning it down. Yeah. Good.
It's better.
Yeah,
It's better.
now like,
Yeah, it sounds like you're in the shower or something, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of outside in like a warehouse area, but yeah, at work.
Yeah. It's all good.
you want to give you a real quick call before I
Say that again.
I said you want to give some input before I ask Winky the question. I got a few questions.
Yeah, I got a couple questions too, but first and foremost, Wink, much respect for everything you brought to the game. I followed your career pretty closely since your retirement in 2012. So
Appreciate it.
now you got a couple of people that's really about that boxing life on here. So now I can't wait to get to some of these questions.
All right.
Shout out to you for still having all your faculty after
Facts.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Boxing is a great thing, but at the end of the day, you want to be able to, you know, continue to live, continue to, you know, enjoy life, man. Because there's a life after boxing. You know, I started boxing. You know, a lot of people start boxing a lot earlier than I did. So they started like at 8, 9, 10 years old. I started when I was 16, but I turned pro when I was 18. So, you know, I've been a pro from 18 till I was like 41. So it was just like, you know, a long professional career. But at the end of the day, I was saying to myself, listen, when you know that you can't do what you need to do, or your body ain't reacting to the fight game like it should be, then it's time to get out. And then that's what I did. I left. You know
right. So while we on that subject, I saw some of the interviews for after the fight by former boxing celebrities, people that were in attendance, and Tommy Hearns was in it, one of the last Detroit suits on, and you know, I don't know if he knew what was going on or what, but he said that it was good, you know. Then they asked him, do they think he would be able to compete during the Four King era? And he said, nah, I don't think so. So my question to you is, first of all, I disagree. My question to you is, you think boxing is like other sports where evolution of the athlete, for instance, you know, they say Michael Jordan was the GOAT, but he played against a lot of bums. You know, he had Kilo on the other side of him, and those type guys. So they say athletes are better now with basketball, football. Do you think that translates with boxing as well, or it's different?
Well, I think that, you know, you got that special fighter in every decade. Every decade you're gonna have that special fighter. You know what I'm saying? You had a Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson. So, you know, we always gonna have them special athletes that just got that special gift. And you know, like I said, I think Crawford is one of them fighters that got that special gift. And like I said, if he stay focused and stay on his game and keep training hard like he's training, it's gonna be hard for somebody to beat him. I'm not gonna say he can't be beat, but I'm saying it's gonna be hard for somebody to beat him because right now he's looking unbeatable.
Yeah, but
Your phone breaking up. Your phone breaking up. What?
against one of the four kings. That's Terence, Leonard, Duran, and Hagler. How you think he would do against one of them in their prime?
Crawford. Oh, I don't know, man. Like I said, that's a tough question because all of those fighters were great fighters, man. Them guys can punch, them guys can slug, them guys take it. You know what I'm saying, and give it. So I think that era was a little different than this boxing era, just because it was a little bit more physical. I think back then, but like I said, the fighters today are so smart and gifted, as far as their different abilities to do different things. Crawford to be able to switch up and fight on both sides, very efficient. You know what I'm saying? He's a great puncher as a right-hander, great puncher as a left-hander. So things like that, put him apart from the rest of the fighters. So I don't know. It'd have been a great fight. Like I said, I would have loved to see it. I couldn't say who can do what. You know what I'm saying? People used to always tell me, well, Winky can't beat this person. We can't beat that person. I can't beat that person just because you've seen that person on TV more than me, or you know that person. But until that person get in the ring with me, you can't say what's gonna happen until we fight.
I got a question based on that right there. So, you were known for a couple of things in your career, namely like the infamous Winky Wright shell, a great counterpuncher, a lot of things that led off the jab. But as from like a cornerman perspective, what's one thing you might have told Erroll to kind of change the momentum that we saw Bud starting to get once his counterpunches started to affect the fight?
Well, listen. If you really watch the fight and you see that, I think Erroll was just he was so flat-footed that everything he threw he was over his feet, his balance. He wasn't balanced enough to throw a punch and get out the way. So everything he threw, he stood there. So he threw it and stood there. And after a while, Crawford realized that he wasn't getting out the way, so he started letting him throw it and just started countering. And then the jab, it was like his feet was just heavy. He was heavy-footed. And sometimes, it happens to a fighter. If it ain't your night, some night, you got to be just on your game every night. It ain't like basketball, football, baseball, where if you ain't feeling good, I sub me, coach. You know what I'm saying? You got to go in there. You got 12 rounds, and it's only you. So Crawford Spence just might have had a bad night, but we cannot take away what Crawford did. Crawford, man, he fought a hell of a fight, small fight, picked apart, and he looked like he just he trained and put his game plan together, and it worked to the T.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. Before I go to the next question, I want to say one thing about the different eras. I feel like back in the day, maybe the 80s, prior to that, it was a contest of art, where it wasn't so much about IQ, it was about who was the faster, stronger, to take the most punches before somebody go down.
Yeah.
The Mayweathers, the Crawfords, even the Tyson Fury, these boxers, they just have a different IQ. It's just a smart brain. And also, we don't have 15 rounds anymore.
That's right.
That's also a big thing that's helping with health moving forward. My next question to you is, you just said something about Spence maybe having a bad night. So my question was going to be, was Spence overrated, Bud just that good? So I guess we can kind of tie that into what you said about him possibly having a bad night. They're making excuses now about the weight. And the first time Crawford pulled up on Spence, he said, by the time we fight, I'm going to whip your ass, and they're going to say you was at 147 too long.
He called it out, yeah.
And that excuse. And I don't like that excuse because like it was a catch weight where you had meet him in the middle. This is the weight that you currently have your championships at.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh, the accident is a factor. All these things, but he whipped the shit out of the last two fighters after that accident.
And I kind of think that it's not so much a Spence saying that. I think it's just people around him and other people trying to use that as excuse. Spence said he was the better man tonight, and that's the heart of a champion. You know, listen, the sport we do is only gonna be a winner and a loser, or in worst case, you get a draw, but it's gonna be a winner and a loser. And some nights you may not come out the winner. So for him to step up and say, listen. He was a better man. He did what he did. And, I take my head off to him. And I respect that because I hate when, like you said, somebody try to give an excuse, well, this happened because I didn't train hard. This happened because I was, lost the weight. No, the man, he stays. He said, listen, he was the better man. He beat me. We're going to run it back. Now, if we run it back, like he said, if we run it back, now I want to take that fact out. Let's try to run it back at 54 where I can be a little stronger. And now we can see if you can do what you did to me last time. And if you do it again, then, I just can't beat you. That's it. Some people's styles just hard to beat, man. And, I think for Spence and Crawford, Spence, he has to stop being flat-footed, being so much over his feet that he can't move, because Crawford is real good at picking shots off, picking shots, countering, and come back. So you gotta be able to let your hands go and be able to come right back with him. So it's gonna be a tough task, but we'll see if they do it again. We'll see. A lot of people say they don't want to see it again because it was so one-sided, but maybe it just, like I said, it could just not been this night tonight. I'm gonna say this: when I fought Trinidad, everybody thought Trinidad was going to destroy me because he just destroyed my Olga and he did this and did that. But my game plan was to just take Trinidad power away from him and keep him off balance, and that's what I did with the jab. So once I got that jab off and that jab was working, I can control him with that jab. Then I realized he can't do nothing because he off balance. His power ain't there because he can't set. And when he set, I'm already braced for whatever he's throwing. So that could be the same thing with Crawford. Crawford, after he realized Smith's hard jab a few times, then Crawford started using his jab and seeing he can catch him with his jab. And he was seeing how his jab was affecting him and busting him up. Now he just knew to just keep jabbing. Then, when I want to throw the power shot, I just throw it in. It works. So it's just a different game, and I just think that Crawford, man, is a sharp fighter. He training with these little young Olympic kids, and Shakur Stevens and all these other fighters that got vast amount of talent that can only help him. You know what I'm saying? Even though he a more knowledgeable fighter, but these young cats bring new things to the game, and these young cats quick. Shakur got a great defense as far as the whole body. Shorty know how to move his whole body. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to hit him anyway. So Shakur is going to be a factor for anyone, and to be able to, train with him too and see different little things and pick it up, it's going to be hard to beat him.
So that him moving up one weight class is, how big of a factor is that 7 pounds? That one weight class, is it that big of a factor as far as energy and as far as power moving up?
Yes, because listen, it ain't that you moving up one weight class. You say 7 pounds. So let's say this. So when I fought at 154, I would be coming down from 175 easily. 175, 180. So I'm training. So really I'm 175, 180. That's light heavyweight. But I'm coming down to 154. So now I'm coming down to 154 because I can make 154. Now, if I can come down to 147 and hydrate back up from 147 back up to 160 fight night, I'm going to be a big fighter. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to be a lot bigger than the normal welterweight that only go up to, junior middleweight, they only go up to 162, 163 and come back down. I'm going to be a lot bigger and a lot stronger. So it give and it take. You know what I'm saying? If you do it the right way, you're going to be able to take the power and take the strength with you. But if you drain yourself, you're gonna look depleted. You're gonna be slow. You're gonna be that. Boxing is a tip of a second. I'm gonna tell you, Roy Jones was a great thing for this, to show everyone. Roy Jones was, his natural ability was impeccable. His natural athleticism and his speed. Roy just lost, when he lost that 10th of a second, it made him normal. Can you think that this man Then when Roy Jones at his prime, look, Roy Jones would hit motherfucker with 3-4 punches in the air. He be jumping, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't even got his feet planted. They're throwing fast, hard combination. That's how talented he was. But when Father Time is undefeated, when that he lost that 10th of a second, it made him regular. It made him average. And now them same punches that they can throw and he can counter shot. That same punch gonna hit him now. When they hit him, boom. Now like, oh shit. Now you see him getting knocked out. And that was
Wink, I got a
that
question based on that. First of all, Naeem shouted out to you having all your faculties. I want to shout out to you still having your hairline.
Yeah.
One thing. Other thing is, in your opinion, like how much of the loss was would you attribute to speed? Or Errol's lack of, like, how much would you attribute to that as opposed to, maybe mental preparedness or conditioning or whatever? Like,
I think he was mentally prepared. I just think, like you said, the speed. Listen, speed, man, is a big factor when you got a fighter that's smart and a fighter that know how to use it. And as you can see, Bud knew how to use it. He picked the shots off and fired back. Once he threw his shot, Bud came right back with his shot. If you look at the fight, you'll see it looked like Crawford was doing a little slow motion. I mean, not Crawford, but Spence was in slow motion, and Crawford punch was like this. So it was just that 10th of a second. And like I say, if some nights you ain't on, it happens in the gym. If as you say, you go in there and spar sometimes. Some days you may not feel like it. You may not feel as good as other days. And you go in and spar, and you just a little slower than you normally are, and somebody can get off on you. But when you're ready, when you're in shape and everything clicking, now you more competitive. And that's the same thing. Like I said, any night, any fighter can be beat if they're not on their game. And that's one thing about boxing. You got to be on your game all the time.
I was talking to Jamal earlier about some of Crawford's knockouts, right? Like, you look at Floyd Mayweather fight, and he don't throw many punches, but when you land, they snap your head back, real shots, right?
Yeah.
And some ugly knockouts. And then after seeing the fight the other day and how he put him down a couple times, I'm like, I think those shots that he's hitting people with, those are kind of top of the head and the temple, those are intentional. Like he's aiming for a certain area of your head that's going to knock your equilibrium off. That's what it's starting to feel like, because you look, and also he's a really good down puncher.
Yeah.
A lot of when you duck, it's harder to be hit, but knock down Sean Porter with some down punches.
Yeah.
And then that first knockdown that he got on Spence was like
a jab. He hit him with a jab.
I didn't even see what happened. I'm like, what happened?
He threw the left and came back with a jab. So that's like a 2-1. We call it 2-1. Just caught him with just like a 2-1 through the left hand and came back with the jab, and it just caught him off balance. And that was a shot just pretty much just knocked him off balance. He was off balance and caught him at the right time. So that first knockdown didn't hurt. No, it was just he caught him with a great shot at the right time. You know what I'm saying? But the other shots,
that first one had to be a shot to his ego, though, because he never been down before.
Yeah.
I know I had to make it real for him. Like, oh shit, this motherfucker just dropped me.
Yeah, and early in the fight,
right.
too. That shit was unexpected. When I saw that shit, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't bet on this fight. I'm so glad I didn't bet on this fight. But like I said, that's why I didn't choose any one of them, because I wanted to enjoy the fight. Whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to be one way, because people who bet on 1%, people that bet with Spence and they lost, now they mad. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying that, listen, I just watched Bud fight a hell of a fight. I just watched Bud, give one of the greatest performance in boxing, far as, fighting another undefeated fighter, pound for pound fighter. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like Diego Corrales and Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And it was that kind of fight. It wasn't like the Ray Leonard and Hagler that the first fight, but it was more like Floyd and Diego. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd just dominated the fight, and Floyd is a hell of a talent, as we saw.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to the next one.
What'd you say?
You got a question, or I'll go to my next?
Yeah, you can go to your next one.
So with all that being said, how would you fight against Bud if you were in there with him? What would be your game plan? 'Cause, you know,
Let me see. You know, like I say, for me, my whole thing about my game plan is I like to. I'm gonna be a defensive fighter, but I'm gonna hit you with the jab. So, you know, people always say, well, Winky can't punch, Winky can't punch. But you know, I had what 56 fights. I had like 26 knockouts, 25 knockouts. So I could punch. I just didn't go for the knockout. And how many times y'all seen fighters just running at me? I'm waiting because I can't remember no fighter running at me. Bernard Hopkins, I moved up 2 weight class for that fight. Did Bernard running there crazy? Nobody. So I can punch. It's just that I didn't go for the knockout. My thing was I wanted to just beat you up, beat you down. I wanted to put that jab on your face and just, you know, just make you feel it, say, damn, I ain't fighting that nigga no more. That, you know, that little light-skinned motherfucker can fight, you know what I'm saying? For real, because that's, you know, when you light-skinned, they go, oh, you can't fight, pretty boy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Say all that you want, you still got to get in that ring with me. And that's what it is. And I was tough. Like I said, I got hit, and I you know, I got knocked down before. It is what it is. That's part of the game, but you get up. You know, I never been stopped. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you get up. Everybody get caught. You get up, though. That's what the champion do, get up and try to come back. So, you know.
who have you ever fought to where you was like, oh, nah, this motherfucker, he either kick my ass or he the truth?
When I fought, what's the, Paul Williams, I just say the dude just threw so many goddamn punches, and it wasn't hurting. It was just like, just imagine a motherfucker octopus just throwing punches from everywhere. That's what it felt like. Like this motherfucker arms was just, you know, normal shit. I can lean back. This nigga still touch me. I like, but it ain't hard though. He ain't throwing them hard. Like it's just like he just touching you. You just like. I'm just like, come on, man. How the fuck did this man hit me with this long shit? And then when I hit him, I'm just like, well, I can't catch him, man. But he just tall, but he fight inside and he moving. It was just like, that was an awkward fight. But you know, before that fight, I ain't fighting about a year. And that little layoff had something to do, but I take nothing away from him. Shorty can fight. Shorty just throw a lot of punches. And, you know, I should have prepared more for him because I didn't really, you know, think he could beat me, because it was like, okay, I fight. You know, they offered to fight. I'm like, whatever. It's like, you know, but Shorty, he did it. He did what he had to do. And like I said, for me, I always give props to what props to do. You know, he beat me.
Yeah.
So what? That's part of the game. I'm not gonna cry about spilled milk.
Hey, Winky, you know, I hate to be you know, asking these basic type things, but you got to give me your top 5. Your top 5 all time.
Man, that's hard because, you know, it's a lot of great fighters that came in the game. And when people say you their top 5, you got to always think about it's their top 5, their favorite fighters. Because just because it's not somebody else's favorite 5, it's just that my own personal belief. But my personal belief, in no order, I'm just saying no order, except for this, I gotta say Muhammad Ali gonna be number 1 always, just for what he meant for boxing, how he did it. If you watch Ali back in the days, man, just the gracefulness, the speed as a heavyweight, the smoothness, just he tell you what he gonna do and do it. You know, it was and what he stood for in and outside the ring. So I'm gonna go Muhammad. You know, I like Marvin Hagler for his style. I just like his toughness. I like Ray Leonard for his speed, slickness. I like Pernell Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many different fights. I like Roy Jones. I like Tyson, Holyfield. Man, so dude, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm a fan. And every style is different. And I just like those kind of styles. I just like great fighters.
You don't put Pretty Boy Floyd in that top 5?
Listen, I love Floyd. Man, listen, man. I don't know. Somebody got some kind of disconnect with people always trying to pin me against Floyd. Listen, I have nothing but respect for Floyd. Me and Floyd were friends a long time. I know Floyd when he was, like you say, Pretty Boy. So listen, Floyd, great fighter, man. Great technician, smart fighter, and, you know, great businessman, as we can see. So I definitely put Floyd up there. You know what I'm saying? And I had nothing against that.
So after this fight, do you put is it too early, or is it crazy to say that Bud is possibly on that same level as Pretty Boy Floyd?
Well, you got if you put everything they did, all their accomplishment beside each other, hey, he definitely got to you got to put him up there because he did some things Floyd didn't do, and he fought everybody that wanted to fight him for the belt. He ducked no one. I ain't heard Crawford duck nobody. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't saying Floyd ducked nobody, but what I'm saying is I don't, I haven't seen Crawford duck nobody.
They tried to say that Floyd was cherry picking in that second part of his career, but he fought every person he fought was a champion. And even the fights that it was only probably a couple fights that he didn't fight that people wanted. One was Paul Williams. They were saying that he was afraid of him because the height or whatever, but I think he would have outsmarted him. But he ended up fighting for Canelo. He fought Pacquiao eventually. It wasn't when we wanted to see it, but it still happened. And he fought Shane Mosley. He fought Shane Mosley. You fought Mosley twice?
I fought him twice.
Yeah, you whipped that ass. That
yeah.
My favorite fight of yours.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do nothing with you, and he couldn't do nothing with Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest made that motherfucker scream in the ring.
Brother, man, that was my dude, Vernon, man. Yeah, Vernon was a bad boy, you know what I'm saying? He was lean, and he had that little Tommy Hearns right hand. He's going to try to knock your head off with it, and that's what he did.
He lost to Mayoga twice.
He lost to me. He lost to me twice. He lost to Vernon twice, and then Vernon lost to Mayoga. Yeah. I don't know how. I know Mayoga probably got to him, and he just wanted to knock him out instead of just boxing because Vernon can box. Vernon's a very good boxer, but he just wanted to slug with him and knock him out and fell right into, Mayoga game plan.
Right. And without those two losses, rest in peace to him first and foremost, but without those two losses, you just don't know what he would have done in his career because he was a really good fighter.
Yeah, he was, man. Vernon's a very good fighter, man. Sharp, too.
So, for me, the reason why I have to put it in the conversation now is because the IQ that he's shown. What separated Floyd from everybody else was the IQ, and we know that he had hands, so because of that, he didn't want to let his hands go too much. But you got Crawford, who has the IQ and the power, and he likes to mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
This dude he moved up a weight class where he's supposed to get weaker, and he became
knocking everybody out.
Knocked out everybody in the weight class. And
yeah,
I have to ask myself after that fight on Saturday, that might have been his easiest bout at 147.
It had been. It was. And that's, because he prepared himself like that. Like I say, with Trinidad, everybody thought that would be my toughest fight. That wound up being my easiest fight just because I was so prepared. You get up for big fights, man. If you got a big fight where this is going to be a big fight, and if you train hard, man, you get up for those fights. Those are the exciting fights. And, he got up and he showed out. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you one more question that's going to lead into the rest of the conversation. As I want to switch over into the up-and-coming talent in boxing, Boots is calling Crawford out, of course, as he should be, being the mandatory. Do you think that Crawford should vacate with a 154, or should he stay and fight Boots? And if so, does Boots deserve the opportunity for fight for all 4 belts or just one of them?
No, listen. Crawford is the man at 54. He just came off that fight. He need if he want. Why would he? Only time to move up to 54 if you're gonna fight Charlo for all the other belts. Now, if he ain't doing that, stay at 54. Dominate 50. Dominate 47. He you the man. Boots earned his place to be number 1. And just like Crawford earned his place before he got to get the championship, Boots want the same thing, and I feel like this: to be the champion, you need to beat the champion, and that's what Boots want to do. And I think that'll be a very good fight. You know what I'm saying? Boots is very sharp. He's a slick boxer too. You know, he got good power. He's long, so you know that'll be a good fight. And like I said, Terence is just a hell of a fighter. You know, I don't see no weakness in his armor, and you know, you just got to go out there and see what happens.
But you think for your first title shot, you think he should be able to fight for all 4 belts, or just?
Yeah, it ain't about all. Listen, if you fighting the undisputed champion, then you know you should fight for the belt. Yeah, you should be able to fight for the belt. But if he just number one for that, he just number one in that one category, they can say, okay, he Boots number one for that IBF or WBC. This gonna be a title fight for the WBC. But see now, Boots, just say worst case, Boots win, he become the WBC champion, but then you still got Crawford as the other champions. What that's gonna look like? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you the champion over these belts, but really he the champion because he beat you. Even though you ain't put the belts up, he still, if you look at it, he's the champion. You see what I'm saying? So put them all up. It's all going up all going anyway. Because if you lose, it don't matter if you still got these belts. People gonna say he the man. He gonna be the ring champion. You know.
So here's my thought on it. Terence Crawford is already 35 years old. I think Boots is below 25. He got a long career ahead of him. I think that Terence Crawford should vacate. If they do this rematch, it should be at 1-4, and I don't think he should look back. I think he only has, 3-4 fights left in him, and he should be trying to
monetize.
Become undisputed at 154, because I think he'll beat the brakes on Charlo. Go ahead and do that. And I feel like if Boots really want to smoke that bad with Crawford, it's one thing if you want the belt. If you want to smoke Crawford, then go up to 154 and fight him, and then you can go back and get them vacated belts at 147. If it's just what?
Crawford ain't going. Crawford wasn't talking about going to 54. That was Spence talking about going to 54.
No, Crawford said he said he's been wanting to move up too. He said making 147 was becoming hard for him as well.
Okay, there it is then.
Charlo next. That's who he want to fight next.
Wow. That'd be a great. Yeah, that'd be something great. But Charlo got Canelo.
Yeah, I think he's gonna lose that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of. I think Jermell Charlo is a great talent. He's athletic and he has power, but I don't think he's that great of a boxer. I've seen him. He got one loss, and when he fought Tony Harrison the second time, I felt like he was losing that fight again. But then Tony Harrison kept showboating, and he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught. Yeah. You're right.
I just don't see him being any competition for Canelo, and I don't see him being any competition for Bud. So I would like to see Bud go straight to 154. I think Spence need to chill for a year or whatever, really think about what he want to do. I think he might need to retire. But I would like to see that those belts be vacated at 147. And you got people like Boots, and you got people like your boy Keith Thurman who act like he want to get back in the mix. And then you got the Mexican boy, what's his name?
Oh.
He's like in the top 4. Shit. Somebody tell me the Mexican dude at 147. You know what I'm talking about.
Mexican boy 147.
Somebody will type it in a second. No, not Benavidez. Benavidez is 160.
Yeah, 168. Ortiz.
Yeah. He's with Golden Boy. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I must ain't seen Ortiz. Not Victor Ortiz. Not Victor Ortiz.
Let me go to ESPN real quick and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I know it's not Victor Ortiz.
1 second.
Virgil. Is it saying Virgil Ortiz?
Virgil.
Yeah, okay. Somebody just said Virgil Ortiz. Okay.
You know
No.
Virgil Ortiz, actually, he was ranked number 3 behind behind Spence at welterweight, and then it was Boots. But I think Boots moved up a space.
Okay.
Virgil tough. He's a strong dude, you know, Mexican style fighter. And he was saying that he wanted to fight Crawford. He's like, I may not be ready, but I don't care. I want to fight. But
they want everybody you want the man. Shit, you want the man. You know you're gonna get paid, and you know you got a chance to win. So
right. So for me, I like to see Bud move up, and if Boots really want to work, then you know he can catch him at 54. But you know we'll see what happens. I feel like if he doesn't move up, I feel like he'll take that challenge. I know he ain't afraid of him.
Yeah.
But I mean, what he did on Saturday to me just that solidifies his space in like boxing history.
Yep.
Catch the Inoue fight.
Oh yeah. Shorty Knight, you talking about the little Asian, right? That just stopped little what's the name?
Fulton.
Yeah. And I like little Fulton, little slick little boxer. But that little Asian punching, man.
Yeah.
The little he punching.
Yeah, he punching. I mean, you know, they saying that I guess he can do what Pacquiao did, multiple weight classes. Anyway, is already 30, but he's tough, man. And they saying like, you know, Adrian Broner said, you know, they was talking about there's been chitter about him fighting Tank, and Adrian Broner said, man, he's too little. He better stay his ass down there. But hey, you know, you just don't know.
Yeah,
they said
you don't know.
Yeah.
Tank a thumper though. Boy, I like Tank. Tank is showman, man. Tank, they come out for Tank fight because you gonna see some fireworks. That little nigga thumping.
Yeah. His pay-per-view numbers against Garcia did better than Spence Crawford.
Yeah, listen, they know Tank, man. Tank a bad little nigga, man. Tank, I like Tank, man. Shorty be about his business, and he don't be with all that yibba yabba. You know, they be talking. He just sit back and laugh and hit your ass upside the head and night. You want to go night?
Tank versus Haney.
Say that again.
Tank versus Haney. Who you got?
Oh, listen. So I like both of the fighters, man. Once again, I'm not. I just see it ain't gonna be as easy as people think. People think that Devin Haney is not a good fighter. Devin Haney is a very good fighter. People better stop sleeping on Devin. Devin is a slick. He's smart. You know, he might not be the kind of fighter that you want to see or you like the way he fight, but it's hard to beat Devin. If Devin get off on his jab, if Devin throw his hands, it's gonna be hard to beat Devin. And for Tank got to get inside. Tank can box, but he got to be able to get inside that, and he got to be able to, you know, catch him. That's the one thing about Shakur Stevenson. Like I say, you know, people say Tank and Shakur. I say it's gonna be a great fight. I would never say Tank can't beat nobody. And I say wouldn't say Shakur can't beat Tank. But Tank got to be able to hit him. You can't knock out what you can't hit. But at the same time, Shakur to go in there and throw them punches. Now, only way you gonna, you know, really win, you gotta let your hands go. And when you let your hands go, you leave yourself in arm reach to get hit. But Shakur so quick, man. It's just hard to hit the little nigga, man.
Yeah, I think out of that newer class, I think Shakur is going to beat everybody.
I think so.
I like Tank. I like all of them. I like Tank. I like Haney, and I like Shakur. And I think that a lot of people saying Tank is going to wash Haney, but I don't see it. I think it's going to be a tough fight, just like you said. And if Haney can stay on the outside, smart, he got a chance. Because even Ryan Garcia, who's really just a speed and power boxer, you know, before he got knocked out with the body shot, he won those previous 2 rounds in my eyes. So he was making a little comeback. Then he got caught. I don't see Haney making those mistakes. Also, you know, the condition that you come in, I believe that's a factor. When you get caught with a good shot, if you get knocked down, you know, your health and all get up after the condition that you in. So I think that Haney has a chance. If I had to bet, I would bet on Tank, but I by a small margin. But I think Shakur will beat both of them. I think he'll have a easier time with Haney, but I think he can beat Tank as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great showdown, man. We got a lot to look forward to in this upcoming boxing because these young cats got a lot of talent, a lot of skills, and you know we just want to see them fight each other. And you know that's it.
Yeah, Yeah. Who else? Heavyweight right now. Heavyweight division. I still want to see Joshua and Wilder. I still want to see that fight, even though they fucked up and missed the opportunity for a huge fight. But I think Wilder will knock his damn head off.
Yeah, Wilder, listen, man, Wilder is a great puncher. Only thing with Wilder, and everybody noticed, and it's I don't understand what's the problem with him, but he need defense. They can teach him he already know how to punch. He can knock a horse out. But you got to be able to have some defense. You got to be able to block punch. You got to be able to roll. He don't have no defense. And, not to take no away from him, because I think he's a great talent, but he need to learn defense. Listen, when he fighting a smaller cat, he can get away with putting his hands out there and blocking the punches because they can't get around it. They too little. They too short. But now you fighting dudes your height, a little bit taller. Prime example,
Fury.
Him, he just come over top, and that's when you put your hand. That shit don't do nothing. He came right over top. He hit him in his head a few times. Now it ain't the same. You see what I'm saying? So he got to learn how to slip punches, block, pick some shots off. It ain't that hard. Just they need to teach him how to do it. When his defense, this is defense to do this. That ain't no damn defense. If you look at every fight where he just throw his hands up and try to knock the punch out. That shit ain't no defense. Catch the punch, roll with the punch, slip.
I think he probably goes over that stuff in training, but once he get in the ring, he just like, fuck it, I'm just going to catch him with this big right, and that's going to be all she wrote.
Hey, a lot of people have said that, and they work for him for a long time, but that same, what you say, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? That big fight go your way, and it came back the other way. So, I like I said, I think if he just work some defense, learn how to fight inside, because I don't see him fighting inside. He need to learn how to fight inside. When he learn how to fight inside, he'll learn how to roll with the punches, take the punch, then he'll be, because he got the offense, the motherfucker knocked the horse out. But defense, terrible.
Well, with him being so lean and so tall, isn't that like something that's bad for him when it comes to defense? I know you kind of need a little bit of meat on your arm. No. That don't matter.
Oh man, that's where he's strong. His arms are strong. He can block the shot. He can block the shot. He can catch him with his elbows when they try to go to the body. Nah, he lean. That's good for him. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is he ain't staying in there. He running from the punch, and you can't run from the punch. You just gotta accept it. If you know you're going to get hit in the fight, just accept it and take it. Catch it. If you see a lot of fighters that keep their hands up, they catch the punch and come back. But if you can't catch the punch, it's gonna be a long. Or you can't slip the punch, it's definitely gonna be a long night. Some fighters just good at slipping, you know what I'm saying? But some fighters can just catch the punch and come back, and that's what he need to learn how to do.
Yeah, facts. I have one comment and one more question, and then I'm gonna let you go. We almost at an hour. My one comment is my favorite boxer that nobody knows about would be Demetrius Andrade.
Oh, yeah,
I love Boo.
Yeah, a lot of people know about him. It's just that they don't want to give him his props by getting that big fight. Demetrius Andrade is a tough kid. You know what I'm saying? He's been a bad boy for a long time. And, it's just that until he can get that big fight to boost himself, and then he's just gonna be right there, where the true boxing fans know who he is, but the just regular boxing fans don't know him. You see what I'm saying? I had that same thing until I fought Shane. If I was number one, back then you had to become number one to get the belt. For me, every time I fought for the belt, I had to be number one. So I was number one across the board. So, boxing fans that read Ring magazine, they knew Winky Wright. They might not have knew who I was, but they knew that name. Say Winky Wright, oh yeah, I know that name. But then they say, oh yeah, I know the name. I read the book. But until I fought Shane, who gave me that notoriety because he beat De La Hoya, now people know who Winky Wright is, and that's what you need. So I think he just need that big mega fight to to beat somebody, and then he'd be a household name too.
Who he gonna fight though? Because Canelo said he's not fighting.
He got Benavidez. Benavidez a bad motherfucker, man. People say what they want, but Benavidez a bad motherfucker, man. Hey, so Benavidez and he got you know, Bavaro. You know, it just he got to fight somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo, like you said, I don't think Canelo gonna fight him unless what's the name and one of the Charlo brothers fight. So you know, he just needs somebody that can give him you need a good dancing partner. Put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Zab Judah just came in. He should give you a shout out.
My
What's up, Zab?
My dude, Super Judah. That's my dog, man. Zab, my man. I've been knowing Zab for a long time. Him, his pops, his brothers, and them, man. Zab, good dude, man. Always one of my favorite fighters, man.
Yeah, shout out to Zab. Only person that put Floyd down, technically. love that. I know that's one of his claims of fame. Like, I dropped that motherfucker. That was Zab, if you want to come on, you know, stop in for a second. You want to come on, you and chop it up. My last question for you is, have you, and you may be doing this already, have you thought about training any boxers? Nah.
Listen, training ain't for everybody. That's what people think. Just because you're a good fighter don't mean you're gonna be a good trainer, and doesn't mean if you're a bad fighter you won't be a good fighter, a good trainer. Training is about having the time to really put in with that fighter. You know what I'm saying? You got to love that sport. You got every day you got to be there with that fighter. You got to want to be in the gym. You got to want to be training. You got to want to, man, I was a fighter that just knew how to fight and I liked to fight. But as far as just the training and all that shit, man, that shit wasn't me. When it was time to quit, I was like, I'm out. My homeboy, anybody that know me will tell you, when I fought, I trained. But when I ain't had no fight, I enjoyed myself, man. I wasn't thinking about no boxing, you know. But I was just a fighter that liked to fight and knew how to fight. And, you know, I got, you know, lucky to get my breaks in. It worked for me.
Are you in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. That 2018.
Okay.
And then Hall of Fame, yeah. First ballot. Let's let them know. And they keep telling them
You went out. I can't hear you. I don't know what happened. I can't hear you, Wink. I can't hear you. I hear you now.
oh, my bad. I said, you know, I'm a 3-time world champion. I won the WBO first, I won the IBF second, and then I won the WBA and the WBC belt against Shane. So, you know, that Wikipedia bullshit and all that other shit be trying to knock a nigga talking about 2-time world champion. And I hear motherfuckers talking about they 6-time world champions. They be winning these IBOs and IBC belts, and I never want to fight for them belts. I'm like, listen, I want the main belts. That's it. And I want to say, if I can't say I'm the best, that's it. If I can't say I'm the best, it's time to go. This sport is about proving you the best. That's what the old time fight. That's what I like about. If I felt that you better than me, you feel you better than me, and I feel I'm better, let's fight. Fuck all that other shit. Let's fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
So you said you were undisputed at 154. You had all 4 belts?
I had, so see, this is the 3-belt area. I had the WBC, the IBF, and the WBA. I had the 3 main belts. So I had the WBO before that. They cheated me in South Africa. I fought in South Africa. Dude, they had Harry Simon, good fighter, but I beat him. They called the fight a draw over there. So I went back to my dressing room, and then I'm changing. Then they tried to call me back to the ring and say, you know, hold up, we made a mistake. You lost. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So that's how I lost my belt. Yeah, so I didn't lose in the ring. They stole my belt, so they stole. Told me they made a mistake on the scorecard. Nigga, it don't take you but count 1 to 12. Goddamn it, you can't count 1 to 12. Your ass don't need to be a judge. You know what the rounds was. You know who won the round. They called the fight a draw, which they only did that because I fought in the dude home country, because I fought in South Africa. But then, you know, when they did that, they called the draw. I said, okay, I retain my belt. I go back to my dressing room, change, about to leave. They said, hold up, we made a mistake. Come back. You know, you lost by one. I said, y'all, man, I ain't coming back. And then I told them, I said, y'all do this, I'll never fight for the WBO belt again. So they thought, okay, well, shit, he ain't gonna win. He just lost his title. We ain't gonna worry about it. But see, calm my motherfuckers. Then I came back, and then I won all the belts. So now I'm the man at 154. They begging me to fight for the WBO belt. I said, y'all take that motherfucking belt and shove it all the way up in there. Because I ain't fighting. I told y'all thought I wasn't going to come back. And look what y'all did. Now y'all want me, and I don't want it. So that's how that went. And, you know, like I said, man, you just got to be careful what you do to people on your way up. Because, you know, you never know what them people going to be. And WBO, they fucked it. They fucked me, and now I fucked them back.
How is that even possible? That's like some Steve Harvey shit where they said they draw and they came back in the dressing room and said, nah, you lost.
100%, just like that. Anybody tell you, look it up. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like I said, but I can't blame the cat for the good little fight, but I beat him. They wanted to try to take the fight all early, any kind of way. I'm hitting them in the body. They tell me I'm going low. If you do it again, they're going to disqualify. I'm like, come on, man. I say, it's all good. I know. But as long as I get out of here with this win, I'm going to go back home. But see, by them doing that, though, the adversity, all the adversity that I had in my career, by them robbing me with what's his name? Not Trinidad, but what's his name? He fought what's the Spanish kid, man? Vargas. I fought Vargas. Vargas 17-0, 17 knockouts. He supposed to knock me out. He supposed to do all this stuff. I went, fought him. I beat him. Everybody saw it. They gave it to Vargas. It is what it is. I said, okay, cool. Y'all ain't gonna stop me. Come back. Then they do that. I win the belt. Then they do that overseas. You can't stop me. Then it's just that, listen, only thing y'all did was make me more hungrier until I did what I had to do to perfect it. And once I won, I took over. I never lost my belts at 154. I moved up to be undisputed at middleweight when I fought Jermaine Taylor. So then I just stayed up there. I didn't come back for the belts. So I just gave my belts up. So, you know, I never lost them.
Yeah. Well, man, look, bro. You know, you got my respect. You definitely one of my boxers.
You my dude, you know that.
Yeah, man.
Huh?
You cool ass dude too, but you're a good brother.
I appreciate it, dog.
I appreciate you coming on, talking that shit, you know, and your feedback on Crawford and Spence, and you know, we'll see what happens if they fight again. I got the same result. If not worse. I know that Spence has heart, but I feel like he's just going to be in his mind a little bit too much in that rematch because of how he was dominant in the first fight, and that's going to be a bad thing for him. He got to come in with full supreme confidence, and when you lose, like, I can't see you having it.
Yeah, we're gonna see if they do it again. We'll see. You know, I just want to see a good fight, man. I wish both of them brothers good luck, and man, like I say, hey, I appreciate you having me on, homie. And like I say, you know, you always my dude, man. I come support everything you got, my brother. So keep doing what you're doing, man. And when y'all come back my way with the comedy show, holler at me.
All right, bro.
My
Take
dude.
it easy.
Be safe. Yo.
If I get Zab on here. I see you, Denon. Let me see though. Let me see. I don't know if Zab is still on or not, but let me try to add him. All right, we'll see if he come on. I sent him an invite, but great conversation. Winky Wright, amazing fighter. One of those people that, you know, you might have to be a true boxing fan to really, you know, be familiar with his work. We got a lot of fake fans that just, you know, come on this big fight. They know about the Mayweathers, they know about Tyson and Holyfield and all of that. But it's so many great boxers that have come through over the years. And yeah, that was a legit era. I mean, he fought a lot of top guys. He fought Trinidad, he fought Shane Mosley twice, whipped on that ass, and he fought Bernard Hopkins. These are all like Hall of Famers. And he fought Jermaine Taylor. He lost to Jermaine Taylor, lost to Bernard Hopkins, but those fights could have went either way too. So, all right, Zab is not joining. Let me bring my man on real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Do like another 15, 20 minutes. Then I just accepted you, so see if he comes on. Paul Williams was nice. Paul Williams, unfortunately, is paralyzed. Career came to a screeching halt after, I think he was in a motorcycle accident, so he's in a wheelchair right now. And Paul Williams, his first loss came to Sergio Martinez with one of the nastiest knockouts I've ever seen. He caught him with a left hook that put his ass to sleep. What up, Gary? Nigga Flight just came into the room. I'm the first episode GOAT. That's hilarious. My boy Gary O'Neal, there's a lot of comedians that are into this comedy shit. My boy Gary O'Neal, he knocked out some old Mexican man in front of his apartment, which was hilarious. And after he knocked the dude out, the dude swung on him. He hit him with a counter, and then the dude started running. And after he hit the dude, then this nigga think that he could start boxing. He started training. Flight, we just did an interview. This is my unofficial first podcast. The name of my podcast is called People Don't Know Shit About Boxing. And we had Winky Wright on the first episode, and we talked about the fight from this past weekend, also the state of boxing, the past boxing, the history of it all, and he just went off right before you came on, so that's what we have right now. I got my boy trying to jump in, but he on the Android, so maybe that's not why it's not working. I don't know. But Gary, you can jump on real quick. You tell us about tell us about that old ass man that you punched in the face. Let's see if he come on. What's up, bro? Oh, real quick. Social media J7, your boxing knowledge is dope, brother. I trained fighters in Philly, saw you on the Porter podcast. Great job. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. So, I know a little bit of shit for a comedian. Gary.
What's good with homeboy?
So wait, first of all, who was recording? Who was that? A Ring camera or something? Who was recording when you sucker punched that old man?
First of all, nigga, he wasn't old. He was a little younger than me.
Well, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm of age.
You're old.
Did you call me on here to shit on me or interview me?
I tell them about this. Look, the funny shit is somebody just happened to be recording it, and they gave it to you, and you posted it on his. Assaulting an old man. Go ahead.
Nah, nigga, my career is struggling. I need to do what I got to do to get my career back on.
Why did that man? What happened? What was the argument about?
All right, so check it out. So it was a dude. The guy used to live in the apartment complex. The nigga was high on something. I don't know what he was high off of, but I heard a lady back there screaming. So I went back there to check her out, make sure everything was okay.
Oh, you a hero?
It was the damn.
You a hero? You a hero?
I mean, I ain't.
Okay.
I guess. So, she was back there screaming. So I went back there to see what was going on, and she was like, I don't know, he tripping off something. So this nigga was walking around playing the guitar, my nigga. Like, he was playing the guitar, singing, had headphones and everything on. And he came back around, and he kind of just looked at us, and he walked back around. Then he came back around another time, and he was like, I'm going to kill you, nigga. And I was like, oh, all right. So then he walked back around. Then that's when you saw he came up on me, and he was like, you ready to die, nigga? And he swung the guitar, and I hit him with, it was kind of like a Superman punch. But it wasn't nothing that it wasn't nothing that I planned. I ain't planning on hitting the nigga, but the nigga had glasses, headphones, and a hat. I knocked all that shit off.
Then
But what was funny is I still tell everybody to this day that you was like, man, if I was you, I'd have threw his guitar in the water.
His part about it, I didn't know the backstory. He said you ready to die, nigga.
Yeah.
The funniest part about it is after you hit him, he started doing that little jog away. He started
Hey,
one of these.
I ain't gonna lie, he was leaking because I think when I hit him, his glasses cut the corner of his eye.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy because when the police got there, they looked at me like, what did you hit him with? I was like, my hand. I'm like, but he's sitting there leaking. I mean, he's leaking. As soon as the paramedics come and everything, he's leaking and everything. And I'm like, man, I hope these motherfuckers don't try to take me to jail.
So who had the footage?
It was some people up. It's a gym in my apartment complex. The people were standing up in the window looking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like Mad Max Beyond. Like I was in the Thunderdome because it was like 30 people outside recording that shit.
Right. And without that, you got in trouble, huh?
I'd have got in trouble. Because soon as the cop, and it's crazy because it was a black cop, and he came over there looking at me like, you know you about to go to jail, right? And I'm like, nah, nigga, you ain't going to know. I'm not going to jail. He attacked me. Then what made it cool was all the white people was like, no, Gary didn't do anything. He was the one defending himself. So, and for your information, nigga, I boxed. I mean, I didn't go professional, but I boxed when I was like in my teens.
I know that. I'm aware of that. My question: why after landing this one punch did you decide it was time to get back in the ring?
I did, because if George Foreman could do it, why couldn't I?
And then I know you said you were supposed to have a match or something. What made you stop?
Because I had a hairline fracture in my wrist. I was taking my fiance's daughter roller skating and ended up falling and tried to break my fall and fracture my damn wrist. So grand opening, grand closing.
That's them old bones, bro. And you done now, right?
Yeah, I lived as much as I could with that one punch.
Okay. Now that's a good. I mean, if I was you, I would have posted it too. And
but Naeem, your career ain't struggling.
Anyway, I just like if a nigga try to fight me, I'm like, look, man, you don't want to fight me, bro. You see what I do.
Hey, but look, let me tell you something funny about it though. So my mother called me. I'm like, I'm like old dog showing the tape off. So I showed it to my mother, and my mother called me. She got all kinds of people in the background, and you can hear her, like, you know how when somebody doing commentary, she like, wait. Then all of a sudden it got quiet. I threw the punch. Everybody in the background talking about, oh!
Yeah, mother was bragging on you too.
My mother was bragging on me. Like, that's my old ass son up there knocking people out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then my fiance showed it to her job. She worked with a bunch of white people. They was like, oh my God, your boyfriend's so crazy.
Yo, this is my man O'Neal, very funny comedian and street fighter. Check him out, give him a follow. Thanks for coming on and telling us your story real quick, bro. You gotta come to him, man. You know, we here. We're gonna stop through.
Oh, good. Appreciate you, homeboy.
All right, man. I'll holler at you later.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. Funny. Let me try one more time with Dan. I'm going to try one more time with my other comedian friend, Dan and Green. If he doesn't get on, then I'm going to go ahead and end it. But this was a cool first episode of People Don't Know Shit About Boxing. Have my man Winky Wright on, and hopefully we can get Zab on sooner or later. And if not, we cool. I can just chop it up and talk about boxing for hours and hours. Thank y'all for tuning in. Danny's IG is not working, so thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm out.